Okay, hello, good evening, good morning, good day. Thank you once again for catch, uh, um catching up on my broadcast. Depending on the time you're catching this broadcast, it's your boy Pedro again, and I'm here to give you an update as to what is happening in the financial markets. Um, Basically, I'll be laying more emphasis on the last updates I made a couple of days back on Sunday, to be precise. That was on Easter Sunday. So I talked about um, we likely to see a huge sell-off from the US dollar, which has a very big influence, great influence on financial markets. Uh, I talked about a likely Easter present from the Bitcoin as a result, and maybe forex related pairs as well. So just here, as usual, for educational purposes and not for financial advice, and not financial advice in any way, to see how we have been doing so far on that front. And I'll be diving straight into action to show you how we have performed so far. You can see that today being Wednesday, the 20th April. Um, we are currently seeing a huge sell-off from the DXY. This is on the daily time frame. We're seeing a huge sell-off that I've envisaged and I've been talking about for weeks now, since this breakout from this consolidation 15 days ago, which is roughly 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks. We've had this breakout, and then I've been talking about the fact that this breakout, though a very good one, but coming in, it's like coming in with a weak momentum. Momentum seems to be weak, heading from the RSI, and looking at the fact that we are likely to see hit resistance. If you take a look at a different charts like this one, you can see clearly that this is inch perfect technical analysis. This is inch perfect technical analysis at play here. You can see that on getting to this point, there was a huge likelihood that we're going to experience resistance. This is happening perfectly, all to the grace of God. We've hit the top of this channel, and we're seeing this massive reaction via resistance from this point. And let's take a look at how the rest of the market is reacting. And then this is a bearish engulfing, and if this is to coming on a daily time frame, nothing is 100% certain, but if this is to play out as with all things being equal, the probability of this playing out is very high. We may not it may not be 100%, but this may likely attract more sellers, as probability of bearish engulfing. This is engulfing the last 3 green candles. As you can see, we've had 4 straight green candles, and then this is coming up. This is huge, coming from a daily time frame perspective. We may see some sort of retracement to the upside, knowing the dollar for who it is. Then maybe more sell-off, or maybe we may just see further sell-offs from this point downward. So this is a bearish engulfing the last 3 candles. So this is a huge statement of intent, and the likely scenario may be further sell-offs, and this will further validate what we have been talking about for the past couple of weeks or so, ever since this breakout. And like I have always said, that what happens on the DXY, on the US dollar, has a very big role to play on what happens on the rest of the financial markets. And so we'll be delving as usual straight to the Bitcoin chart to see how this has played out so far. And we talked about the fact that we are likely to see, as a result of the behavior of the DXY and even the behavior of the price action from Bitcoin, we may likely see some sort of an Easter present from Bitcoin. I joked about that in my last commentary or broadcast, and as you can see, we had this huge sell-off, huge bullish pressure. This seems to be like, this is a bullish engulfing on Monday. It was the start of the new trading week. We had this huge buying, which was followed up by yesterday, another green day. I bet reduced volume. So as a result of the reduced volume, we are having a consequential sell-off, which if the DXY further strengthens tomorrow, the bearish engulfing is followed up by further sell-offs, and we're likely to see more buying or bullish pressure from the Bitcoin and the rest of the cryptocurrency markets. We may likely head further north, and so far so good. Our Bitcoin has actually presented us with a very good Easter present, like we earlier envisaged. Right within the right during this period of Easter, we've had Easter Monday. This was on Easter Monday. This huge bullish buying pressure resulting to a bullish engulfing, followed up by yesterday's buying pressure. So yes, the Bitcoin present us with our Easter present. Yes, it's definitely did in style. So yes, once again, as a follow-up to our last broadcast, the analysis has been spot on, in fact inch perfect, and I'll be switching over to the forex market to see how this has played out so far. So good. You can see that as a result of the weakness from the DXY, we're having this huge buying from the GBP USD, and you can see that we are still bouncing off this top. This double bottom is still very much intact. We have failed to close below it, so that means it is still very much intact, and you can see the bullish buying from this point as well as a result of the weakness from the DXY. You can see that we've been below this trend line on the RSI ever since January this year, the past 3 months, and for the first time on last week, about a week ago, on the 12th, we finally broke above it for the first time, convincingly, in convincing style, and we've had a perfect, what looks to be like a perfect retest or retracement back to that level. It has held very well. It has been flipped perfectly into support, and we are having, it's holding very well as support, and we're having this huge buying pressure from that point. So once again, inch perfect technical analysis. We'll be switching over to the EURUSD, which like I've said before, seems to be like the mirror version of what happens on the DXY, and you can see that it is also playing out very well in style via what looks to be like a bullish engulfing as well. You can see that what seems to be like a close below this trend line is beginning to this close below this trend line seems to be more like a false break, as we seem to be closing back above it on a daily basis. You can see that the bullish divergence on the RSI is playing out so well as well. It's very much still in play. The USD card is also doing so well. You can see this huge bearish pressure on the USD card as a result of today's DXY. Today's huge selling pressure on the DXY has mounted serious bearish pressure as well. This has rather resulted to serious bearish pressure as well on the so you can see, as a result of the massive sell-off on the DXY, we can see that's massive reaction as well from the US dollar. This move alone for today is close to, it's over 150 pip. It's over 150 pips. It's an over 150 pip move. That's what I mean, and that's a huge move. If you know what the forex market is all about, that is a huge move from this pair alone. I'll be taking you as well to the USD CHF, so you can take a look as well and see the massive reaction as well. And see this there's been this breakoff of break away from this resistance, breakout of this resistance, break through this resistance rather, and you can see that there's been massive, maybe not as massive as that of the card, but also massive, nonetheless massive bearish pressure as well from the USD card. I'll be switching to the lower time frame so you can as well take a look and see there's been massive bearish pressure with our currently retracing to the upside. You can see from the 4-hour time frame as well. So there's been massive pressure from the USD CHF as well. Then here is the AUD USD. You can see as well that we're having massive bullish pressure as well. We've had we've gotten to this point, which is a good point of technical confluence, trend line in confluence with horizontal level, which is acting very well as support as well. This region is acting very well as support. Is been a perfect bounce, which is another technical analysis, inch perfect technical analysis as well. NZD USD doing justice as well. NZD USD also playing out very well, a break below this trend line, well, currently breaking very well, closing very well above it on a daily basis. So far so good. Did we get our Easter present? Yes, we did. And updates on, so far so good. We are, everything is playing out inch perfectly as we earlier envisaged, earlier in the week, and for the past couple of weeks now. We've had this breakout, we're having this huge sell-off from the DXY. If whether this would continue to the downside or the DXY, or we may have a retracement before a further movement to the downside, so long as that is time will tell. But so far so good. We are having our Easter present from Bitcoin and DXY, and we are so far good to go. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got value from this, and if you did, please let me know in the comment section. Feel free to like, subscribe to this channel, and share as well. Always remember that whatever I'm putting up here as usual is for educational purpose and not to be treated as financial advice. Financial asset trading is a risky affair, so always endeavor to carry out your own research before entering any trade. So do have a lovely trading week ahead. God bless you all. Bye bye.